I'll explain a little bit about the process that we work through with the redesign and build of the new Growth by Design site. And it's also important to share that it's the exact same process that we follow for all of our clients as well. So right at the beginning, we kick off with a discovery session. So we are looking at what currently exists on our previous website, but also comparing it with a SWOT analysis to what other competitors are doing online via their websites, and checking on the type of content and information that people are looking for. And this discovery process involved actually quite a good number of our team. We wanted input from everybody from our team to look at things with a different perspective, to make sure that every user audience type would be addressed. Then as we move on through the design process, all of the design is done on a development server, so we can really work through the whole website, all of the development, before we're ready for the rest of the world to see it. And in the design process, it means that we can work up different visuals, different ways of a website to look and feel, but more importantly, different ways of how that website will be used by the person that has actually found it in the search engines. So it's not just a design process in terms of the aesthetics of a website, but also the usability of that website. So we want it to be a very visual experience, but we want it to be also a very functionally useful experience too. Then, as we move forwards into SEO, what we don't do is just create some content, optimize it for the search engines and hope it gets found. It works actually in a very different way to that. We look at the different types of services that we want to talk about on the website, and the different things that we want to share. And then we actually check with softwares that we use as a team to actually find out, are people looking for that content? And if so, what kinds of search phrases, key terms are they using when they look for that type of content? And then we reverse engineer it back to make sure the way that we optimize content for the website will be content that people can find is relevant and is actually being searched for regularly. And we build up an SEO plan with key phrases and keywords that will help us attract the right type of audience, but not just for the content that's on the website right now. We build up content with an SEO focus for what's going on the website now, today, what will be going on it in a month's time, in 2 months' time, and mapping out our whole SEO strategy for the whole year. Then as we move forward from that, it allows us to, create the SEO foundations so that we can then begin copywriting. And copywriting is very, very important on the website. It could almost be argued that if you had to make a choice between the quality of copy that you have on a website and certain SEO practices, like alt tags and meta descriptions, if there was a choice between the two, I'd go with superb content every time. So we want to make sure that the content that we're writing is not just the right length and amount of content, but it's answering questions that are being asked. That's the most important thing. We don't just want to be putting a message out there from our perspective. We want to be answering questions that people have in their minds, questions that people are searching for answers for. And we start a copywriting process so that it does just that we make sure that it answers the questions that are being asked in a way that we know that it will provide insight, education, and help people better understand what they want from their businesses in terms of how they would have us market their businesses moving forwards. But equally, the same process exists when we're working with all of our clients as well. There's always a key process to making sure that the copywriting isn't just some copy, some content that's being created and added to a site, but it's copy that's connecting with the questions that people have to ask. Then as we move on to the development process of the website, we build up the website in its entirety on a test server that will allow us to try out different types of functionality so that we can identify from a user experience perspective what works best. And we A/B test, we split test lots of different types of functionality on a website to make sure that what we're putting in place is going to deliver the best outcome for every user experience. Then of course we come to a training process. Now the training process for our website again is the same for all clients. When we've designed and built a website, we don't just make it live and leave the client to get on with making changes to the site as best they can. We train all of our clients, and we do the same for our own team. We make sure that all of our team not just the highly skilled web developers within our team, but all of our team, so that they have the right training to empower them to be able to be involved in the content on the website, be able to use the website to good effect. And that's all done before we launch the website and make it live for the rest of the world to see. When it has been launched, we then run through a process of testing, making sure that the website works on every level from a user experience, but also that all of the data that we're able to capture is fed automatically into content, into customer relationship management systems, CRMs, so that we can automate as much of the process of follow-up as we possibly can. So all of this testing happens pre-launch and post-launch.